Okay guys, a 2-minute video of the tennis court we built at our house. As you can see, we started with this absolute mud pit out the back, got a heap of dolomite in, put a base down, I compacted it myself. I then called in Steve, he had a laser grader, that is this tractor here. It has a grader underneath which is electronically lifted and lowered to whatever the height the laser's set to. So once the blade's set to height with a laser, all you have to do is drive around in circles, pushing the medium around until it's flat. In this case, I put way too much base down, so he pushed it over to the edge where I was scooping it back out with the excavator. Once we cut out quite a significant of what I had put down, he did one last cut, got it all absolutely flat, and then he got onto the roller and just rolled back and forward, went over it a heap of times to compact it right in. Once he was done with the roller, he actually put the tractor back on it one more time to give it a light grade over. That's just because even though the roller makes it compact, it doesn't necessarily leave it a perfect flat level. So that's it, that's all the base done, and now we have the grass getting delivered. We've got Titan Turf here, they're delivering the 5 rolls of artificial turf. Each one of these rolls is a sturdying 250 kilograms. Normally the guys move them around by hand. I had John from Future Gardens come and give me a hand, and I just said to him, why don't we just use the excavator and take the easy way out. We placed it straight onto the dolly when we were on the flat, pushed it over into position, and then rolled it off. John then cut the cover off and unrolled it, as you can see here. It looks a bit strange because what you're actually looking at, these are the 2 tram lines left and right. The way that they make this artificial turf, the lines can only go in one direction. So all of the parallel lines go in one direction, but anything going horizontal needs to be cut in. As you can see here, John's trimming back all of the excess, which is just the side. He's actually cutting here within a couple of mil tolerance as he goes along. He did the same thing again, went through and cut the middle straight down, and then we separated the tram lines left and right, as you can see here. We then rolled out the 2 center rolls, and then the end 2 rolls, which are the base lines that you can see here. John went to work getting them all cut straight and then gluing them down. The reason we have all of this stuff all over the tennis court is because actually the wind, even though this stuff is heavy, the wind can actually get underneath it and move it. And I'm not necessarily talking about picking it up and throwing it away, but even if the wind just moves it by 6 centimeters, that's enough to throw out a tennis court line and it will look absolute rubbish. So next we start moving the sand on by wheelbarrow. I don't normally shy away from hard work, but the fatigue that you get from just constantly sweeping a mass in front of you and just using the same muscle over and over again, when we're talking about sweeping in 15 ton of sand, it is just such hard work. As you can see, Capri thought she'd come and give us a hand. While John was finishing sweeping in, Capri and I got started on the fence. This fence is from Outback Fencing, or Lee Benson Fencing in South Australia, and it is just staggeringly easy to put together. Once the posts are in, everything clicks together, and as you can see here, it's just an absolute breeze to do. And that's it, we put the caps on, and that's a tennis court finished. We did this tennis court in 4 days, and what a difference. It is absolutely amazing, and the kids absolutely love it.
Thanks for watching, bye!